So we're going to talk about workout recovery because I think too many people, especially when they start training, don't understand how to recover, how important recovery is, and how important it is to ensure that you are getting the most out of your sessions. And the reason why is you don't understand the mechanism of recovery and how it works to ensure that you are getting to where you want to get to. A lot of times people like to go hardcore and they like to train every day, make up the missed sessions, but the body doesn't work like that. And we have to respect the mechanisms that actually allow you to get to where you want to get to in terms of your strength, muscle mass, performance. So that's what we're going to discuss today. So here's our man Joe Biden. He has just done a leg day. He is all over the place. And if you're not like this after leg day, you're not training hard enough. But thankfully, Joe Biden, he's going in on his squats, his leg press. He knows what's what. Also, recovery is his focus. He wants to build back better. At this point, I do know that many of my subscribers are from America. I am not taking a political stance at all with this. This is purely done for illustrative purposes. So fundamental to understanding recovery is the SRA curve. And the SRA curve looks like this. So each letter in the SRA curve stands for stress, recovery, adaptation, respectively. And let me just fully explain this chart. Here is your starting ability. All right, typically you will start here. After a workout, you will stress the body. All right? So when you stress the body, typically your performance and ability will go down somewhat until you start to recover. And then at this point, where we start to increase, we adapt. And this is the thing that we are trying to take advantage of. We don't want to be training when we're stressed. We need to recover and we need to adapt so that we arrive at this new ability. When we arrive at this new ability, we then stress the body again with some form of training session and then allow this to keep on continuing, okay? That's the SRA curve in a nutshell. And that's what allows for a transformation like this, where I went from quite skinny to a little bit more muscly. That's 6 kilograms. And the SRA curve is something that I just know at this point, and that's what I take advantage of to ensure that I'm building muscle and getting stronger and improving my performance. What we do not want is this. So here's an umpty who likes to train the same body parts every single day, who doesn't like to take rest, who makes up for missed sessions. Here's his starting ability. He stresses out the body. As he's recovering, he decides that he's actually going to train as he's recovering. And so his new ability hasn't yet increased to above his starting ability. It's still below his old starting ability. And that's what he's deciding to train. At which point, stress, recovery, hampered again, and he trains again, stress, and as you can see, this guy falls off a cliff. This guy basically gets injured because he's not taking advantage of recovery, and as a result of that, he's not able to train for weeks on end. Needless to say, we don't want this, where we're going backwards, but that is what this does. So now that we understand the SRA curve and the importance of recovery and not training as we're recovering, how can we take advantage of this? What are the recovery protocols as a fundamental that we need to engage in? Rest days, super important. Joe Biden, like him or love him, knows all about rest days and recovery. Rule number 1, do not train the same body parts on consecutive days. We don't want you to be doing a chest day every single day. You're not 16 anymore, and it's not going to work to make your chest grow if you're training it every single day. The SRA curve explains why. So something that our man Joe Biden knows all about is leg days take much longer to recover from. This guy is tripping all over the place, and he knows that if he had gone to the gym on a day like this, it would have been even more catastrophic. So how do we take advantage of this? If, for example, you're doing an upper-lower split, this will be a good thing to do. On a Monday, you've got your upper body day. Tuesday, lower body day. Take a rest. Then Thursday, upper body day. Friday, upper body day. So you've actually got 2 days rest between your leg days, which is ideal, and it's going to allow for great improvements in your strength, performance, muscle mass. Now, if you're doing a full body session, as these show, it's absolutely fine to take just 1 day rest in between, because you're unlikely to be hammering so much volume in each of those sessions as compared to an upper lower split. So your recovery demands might not be as large. So it's fine to take just 1 day rest in between. So what's the key takeaway? More is not always better. As we can see from the SRA curve, and as we have now established, your ability to train well is going to keep on diminishing if you train whilst you are recovering. We do not want that to happen. When you're tempted to make up for missed sessions or to double out workouts, etc., what you are doing is you are hampering your body's ability to recover. And we do not want that to happen. That is counterproductive to what we want. It's really important to respect the SRA curve and understand what's going on in the bouts after your training sessions, whereby hopefully you've trained hard and we're trying to get to a stage where, excuse the Joe Bidenism, build back better. Now, what I didn't want to do so much was just go into like specific recovery protocols, because I think this is a fundamental that people tend to skip. A lot of people, when they've got niggles, etc., and they're training every day, think that they need to do extra stretches, extra foam rolling, jump in an ice bath, all of that sort of stuff. But the most fundamental thing to do is actually rest. And if you rest, you probably don't need any of that stuff, especially if you're not an elite level athlete who has to have a very quick turnaround in performance. You're just a guy who's going to the gym trying to get into shape. Taking a rest day for most people is more than enough. And if you are experiencing niggles, etc., you probably need to rest for longer. And if you do that, you're going to achieve what you actually want to achieve when you're asking about why you've got niggles, why you're in a plateau, etc. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully this is something that you are going to implement and internalize. Everyone on my program does, and that's why we get results. And if you have any further questions, do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.